Helen Keller once wrote, "The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or heard. They must be felt with the heart." Helen Keller was both deaf and blind to the world around her. Is it possible that she was in touch with angels? Here once again to help us see beyond the angelic disguises is our special guest host, Darren McGavin.
Well, you know, it seems wherever I travel these days, I'm constantly running across remarkable stories. Wondrous and extraordinary events happening to ordinary people. You get no easy explanations for these occurrences. You are left only with perplexing riddles. For long-distance truck driver Barney Mays, what began as an unexplained call for help on his CB radio would soon turn into an unexpected blessing. And amazingly, 12 years later, would become an astonishing, life-saving miracle. Drivers of those big rigs spend long and stressful hours in those tall cabs, oftentimes with only a citizen fan radio, the familiar CB. Most often, especially on long hauls, the CB is their one lone and constant companion, their link to the world rolling by outside. And in this particular instance, a mysterious call on a CB radio opened the door to an incredible miracle.
Yeah, if you go through there the way we used to, Smokey's gonna get you and keep you.
Barney Mays was a depression kid who never forgot being poor.
When you get back, old man.
He swore his family would never have to know that kind of misery. But spending 20 days out of every month on the road was turning him into a stranger at home.
Leonard, what's the story? You gonna get that backyard picked up anytime soon?
Hey, you don't rebuild an engine overnight. Give me a break.
What? My homework's done.
No, I didn't say anything. What did I say? Hey, Kirsten. Come on around and give your daddy a big hug.
In his struggle for financial security, Barney was on the verge of losing something much more precious, his family. The road had become his life, but something extraordinary was about to send an incredible shockwave into his world.
Break on that.
Like most truckers, Barney kept the CB on all the time for company.
Roast beef ain't too old. Coffee will kill you there. Yeah, I'll meet you there, you bud.
Then, without warning, the CB radio went completely dead. No incoming signal could be heard on any channel. That night, Barney was pushing a bonus load, extra money for beating the schedule. Then, when he was about 150 miles down the road, the first of the night's strange events came without warning.
Help me. Someone, please.
Anybody out there? Anybody out there hearing this distress call? This guy sounds like he's got big trouble. Come on back.
Barney kept trying, but he didn't get any response.
Heart attack, car damage. Can't last much longer. I need help badly.
What's your 20, man? Where in the heck are you? You better come on back.
County Road 26. About 10 miles north of I-40. Please, someone help me.
Okay, I'm on my way.
If Barney could have passed the distress call to a closer driver, he would have kept on going down the road.
Who's my bonus?
The next 40 minutes were the longest in Barney's life.
gotta get you some real professional help. Don't move. Be still. Anybody monitoring Channel 19? I got an emergency. I got a driver on County Road 26 with a heart attack. I need help.
Barney could only hope that his call was being heard somewhere out there in the cold, dark night.
Copy. This is Pike County Sheriff Deputy Orwell. I'm calling for the paramedics.
Barney explained the unusual call that he had received on the CB and of how he had backtracked and found the victim.
You trying to jerk my chain or what, man?
So what are you talking about?
There's no CB in that car.
3314.
Barney returned home and told his family about what had happened. The odd events of that night were soon to have a profound effect on Barney and his family.
I get a feeling that something very special happened. Yeah, that's really a great job, son. You did a good job.
Thanks, Dad.
The brush with death gave him a new sense of his own mortality and of the things that were truly important. He started to spend less time on the road. The family became the center of his attention, and life took on a new meaning. But that was not the end. There was an even more astonishing chapter yet to be written. A dozen years later, Barney and Cicely retired, and Barney was able to catch up on some of the things he'd missed out on along the way, like fishing with a good friend, Ed DeSalvo.
Where's that Mike?
Last time I talked to him, he said he'd meet us down by the stream.
Oh, you think maybe down there burying the keg of wood in the woods? Hey, Mike.
Particularly, Barney came to love the fine trout streams of the White Mountain Apache reservations. On the New Mexico border, it is some of the wildest and most beautiful country in the entire Southwest.
Hey, Mike! Man, where you taking us? We've been hiking for hours.
You're always saying, Mike, take us someplace nobody has ever been before. This time, I'm taking you.
Yeah. Well, we can see why nobody's ever been there before. Hey, fellas?
What's the matter, Barney? Hey, you look off.
Well, all of a sudden I'm having these pains in my neck, my chest, and in my arms.
Take it easy. You'll be fine. We'll take
Mike
care of you.
Greyhawk was an experienced guide who quickly recognized the signs of a possible heart attack.
There's a reservation nearby.
The
There's a
guide
nurse.
quickly
Let's take him
explained
there.
that they were going to have to get Barney to a reservation village about a mile due east. But there was something that Mike did not tell them. The reservation's medical facility was served by a traveling nurse who only visited this area once a month.
How much farther, Mike? Barney's about had it.
The presence of the motorhome meant that the visiting nurse, luckily, was in the village. Mercedes Conway was a skilled nurse practitioner. The very low blood pressure and irregular heart rhythm told her that Barney had suffered a myocardial infarction, a condition beyond her expertise.
Is he gonna make it?
His condition's very serious. But Mr. Mays is far luckier than you could hope for.
What do you mean?
There's no time to explain right now. I'll be right back.
Mercedes' father was a cardiologist residing in Texas. The doctor had just retired, and this was the first opportunity he had to break away from his busy practice and visit his daughter during her service on the reservation.
Stay right with me. Keep your eye on that monitor.
Barney's condition was grave, and even with the help of a specialist, it was going to be close.
Charge. When I get him, here we go again. Clear.
BP's coming back up.
If Dr. Ehrlich had not been there, Barney Mays would have died. That would have been miracle enough for any story. But even as the medevac helicopter was on its way that morning to lift Barney to a hospital, there was an even more incredible climax unfolding. When Dr. Ehrlich stopped in to check on his emergency patient, it was the first opportunity Barney had to see the doctor face to face.
How do you feel this morning?
Dr. Ehrlich was the very same man whose life Barney had saved on that wintry night 12 years before. In the wondrous ways that surround our existence, the drama had come full circle. Because Barney Mays answered that plaintive cry for help on his CB that night, he had literally and miraculously saved his own life.
Angels, it seems, take a great deal of interest in saving lives. And sometimes it's the most precious lives of all, the lives of children. Small children enjoy exploring their world, in which every day brings new and exciting discoveries. But nothing in the world is entirely safe, and to a curious, enthusiastic child, danger can lurk in the most seemingly innocent of places.
My daughter Shannon was 3 years old when her stepfather and I married. We moved into a small 2-bedroom house in Angleton and became a very close family in a very short time.
Shannon was, in fact, a big part of the reason Janet and Ralph had gotten married. Shannon had badly wanted a father, and her fondness for Ralph quickly led to a strong 3-way relationship.
Let's go. Give Dad a hug and a kiss.
Ralph had commented many times on how lucky he was to have 2 such fine young ladies to love. But something was going to happen on this particular night, something that none of them would ever be able to fully explain.
One evening, I put Shannon to bed at her usual time, and shortly thereafter, David and I went to bed. I checked on her before we went to bed, and everything seemed fine. I hadn't been asleep very long when I felt a gentle tugging at my nightshirt. I turned over to see that David was sound asleep. The tugging became more intense, and all of a sudden I was out of the bed and I was being physically pushed from behind.
Whatever it was that kept her going knew exactly where she was supposed to go. In just a moment, Janet found herself entering the door to Shannon's room. Nothing appeared to be amiss. Shannon seemed to be sleeping comfortably, but another firm push caused Janet to take a second look. It took Janet only a moment to realize that the mini blind was now open. The cord had been an entertaining plaything for little Shannon, but it had become a potentially deadly noose.
I discovered that she had the mini blind cord wrapped several times around her neck, and her breathing was impaired. I immediately unwrapped the cord from her neck, and she began to cry and breathe normally, so I knew that she was okay.
Shannon quickly recovered. Janet had arrived just in time. Another few seconds, and the little girl would have strangled in her sleep.
She was crying, of course, obviously upset. I sat at the edge of the bed and held her and comforted her until she stopped crying and could go back to sleep. I, at that point, of course, went and got a pair of scissors, cut the mini blind cord where she couldn't play with it again during the night. When I knew she was okay, I sat at the edge of the bed, wondering what compelled me to be there and how I had gotten to her bedside.
Janet decided not to mention the incident to anyone, since she could not explain it herself. But the mystery was about to grow yet deeper.
So, who was that lady in the room last night?
The next morning, she started asking me questions about the events of the night before. One of her questions was, who was that lady in the room with you last night? I was startled for a moment, and I asked her, what do you mean, what lady? And she said, the lady standing behind you. At that moment, I questioned her, who was the lady, or what did the lady look like? Did she look like your grandma's? Did she look like anyone you knew? And she said no, that she just knew that the lady was there to help us.
Janet was never able to give Shannon an answer. She had not seen anyone else anywhere in the house, but she had certainly felt a presence, a powerful, life-saving presence. that she is convinced to this day was little Shannon's guardian angel. There are still places in the world where the small family farm is a way of life. In most cases, it's a lifestyle that is richly cherished. But life on a small cattle ranch can also be incredibly hard. When Joshua Holquist lost his wife, the ranch they had hoped would be their future became instead only a burden for Josh and his daughter Sherry. Sherry understood. It takes time to build up a big enough herd to really pay off. She did her part without complaining.
Anything interesting happen at school today?
Not really. We just got a lot of homework.
I'll try to help you after we do the dishes, okay?
That's okay, Dad.
One good year and we'll have enough for college. I can do that for you. Would you like that?
I sure would.
This just might be the year.
Sherry did well in school in spite of her long workdays on the ranch. Some people say you appreciate what you have to work for. Whatever the reason, Sherry loved school, and with her dad's help, they always found a way to get both the ranch work and the homework done. It wasn't always easy for Sherry. Like most young girls, she would have preferred to come home and just knock around, listen to some music maybe before starting on her homework. Instead, she'd have to make sure there was hay for the cattle and help with the evening milking. Then there was supper to fix. It would be well after dark before she cracked the first book. Sherry knew what had to be done, and she set about doing it, just the way she had so many times before. But tonight, everything would be different. Tonight, she would be part of a miracle. When Sherry pulled up to the pasture gate, it took a moment for her to notice that the cattle were gone. The lush-looking grasses of the marsh were just too inviting for the cattle that had spent the winter on hay. They had broken out and were grazing their way to certain death. Sherry knew that if the cattle strayed too far into that marsh, there would be no way of getting them out. Her heart sank. It had just been in the last few months that she'd seen her father start to smile again. The loss of her mother had hit him hard, and they were just beginning to get back on top. Sherry felt that losing the cattle now would be too much for him. She had to get them back for his sake. It was beginning to look like she was going to get them all back into the pasture. Just a few head were still ignoring her. She started after them. Young Sherry Holquist was now trapped. Her father wouldn't even begin to look for her until milking time. And by then, it would be too late.
Hi there. Need some help?
The young man who offered his help was someone Sherry had never seen before. He He could not have been more than 18 or 19 years old, and yet he seemed to know the marsh extremely well.
You'll have to move your cattle out of here. These bogs are dangerous.
I was trying to get them back in their pens. How do you know this marsh so well? What's your name?
My name's Jerry. I live nearby.
I thought I knew all the neighbors.
We'll have to get that fence fixed as soon as you can. And here. It'll help you get wherever you need to go.
You saved my life. By the way, do you...
Are you home?
What in the world happened to you? All right, honey, I'm here. What's wrong?
The gate fell open and the cattle wandered into the marsh. I went in after him, but I fell in the bog.
You could have gotten killed out there.
I knew if they wandered too far into the marsh, we'd lose them, and we can't afford that.
Honey, all the cattle in the world aren't worth risking your life. I don't know what I'd do without you. What the hell is that?
Jerry gave it to me.
Jerry who?
He's our neighbor, I guess. He showed up out of nowhere and saved my life. He pulled me out of the marsh like I was a feather.
So where is this strong man?
Well, when I was going to invite him over to thank him, he vanished. But he gave me this staff.
I'm gonna take this over to Natalie at her antique store. She knows everybody in the area. Maybe she can help us find your friend.
Sherry was eager to find the young man who had helped her, and the staff was their only clue. But neither Sherry nor her father were prepared for the answer to the mystery.
Where did you get this? A young guy named Jerry gave it to me out in the marsh. He told me I could keep it.
In the marsh, you say?
Yeah, why?
I'll be right back.
Maybe she's gone.
You remember the Harness family? They lived close by to you about 20-some years ago.
Not vaguely. They moved away after their boy... I remember now. The Hannas moved away right after their son Jerry got lost in the marsh. And look here. They never found his body.
He took his staff with him to look for his dog, but he never returned.
That's him, Daddy, I swear it. He told me his name was Jerry. He came and saved me. He saved my life.
Sherry's great love for her father and her desire to shield him from any more pain, and Joshua's love for his daughter and her future well-being, combined somehow to bring something from beyond, a miracle to help them in their moment of need. And Jerry Hammond left behind a message for all of us, a reminder that angels do truly walk among us. Almost from the very beginning, the driving force of energy behind this country has been coal. The mining of this almost magical black rock has been a way of life for thousands of families for generations. But once the seam of the coal plays out, there's often very little left for a coal mining family to do but move away or take up a new trade. When the mines at Flat Creek began to close, Mark and Kathy Hodges, with their daughter Megan, were among the few who were determined to stay.
Mark, it's beautiful.
Thanks, honey. Just wish it didn't cost so much to put together. We're barely breaking even on this one.
You can always raise your rates.
Folks can hardly afford this stuff as it is. Besides, everybody's leaving town. I'm running out of customers.
We could use cheaper materials? I was hoping you'd say that. Come on, you've been working all day. Take a break.
Nope, not done yet.
You have the soul of an artist.
And the bank account to match.
We're gonna get through this, honey.
Sing me a song.
Not now, honey.
You never sing anymore. You used to always sing to me.
Yeah. I want you to play too.
Not too very long ago, Mark had been an enthusiastic guitarist and a budding songwriter. But in recent times, he had very seldom picked up the instrument and had completely stopped writing.
Don't tell me that you're sorry. Don't tell me that you are hurt.
Daddy used to play all the clubs. He even wrote his own music.
It was the best, huh?
He still is.
For every time I hear your voice, makes it worse.
How come you don't play anymore?
It's not a lot of money in the music business, honey. I just better stick to this.
That's your dad talking.
Well, he was right. I mean, this is fine, but it don't pay the bills.
Did you ever let him see any of the songs you wrote?
You kidding? He wouldn't understand. He's always just trying to make sure that there was enough work. I think he thought the mines were going to stay open forever.
I know he loved you, Mark, but if he hadn't talked you out of it, you'd be in Nashville right now. Somebody's bath time.
Mark's father had taught him that music was no way to support a family, and that few things in life were more important than the safety and security of a man's family.
Those eggs aren't the only thing sizzling around here.
I'll take that as a compliment.
We get this fan on.
On that particular summer day, the temperature had started climbing early, and the heat only conspired to make a bad day more uncomfortable.
This morning, board members of the Sherman Coal Company voted to lay off an additional 500 workers from the Flat Creek mine. This brings the total number of workers laid off to 1,500 in the last 12 months. In other news, the City Council voted...
Who will make the cut this time?
What's a cut, Daddy?
Well, it means that some of our friends will still be working at the mine and some won't.
What about Tommy's parents?
Mark and Beth must be heartbroken.
It's the last thing they need right now.
They were really counting on Rick being rehired next month. I know, maybe we should get them some groceries.
It's a good idea. I'll take them down myself.
If Rick's got no food, does that mean Tommy's hungry too?
Uh-huh.
You can take on my cereal.
Selfless giving was a trademark of the Hodges family. Far from being wealthy themselves, they still felt sufficiently blessed to share with anyone else in need. All the more tragic, then, that they were about to lose what little they had.
Well, it's finishing time. Oh, I guess it's about time for a new one of those.
The next stage in the construction of the chair was the varnishing of several small pieces.
Dad. I know. This is the part of furniture making I don't like very much.
Between the fumes and the stifling heat, an open window and an aging ceiling fan were scarcely enough. The varnish, left open as it had been many times with perfect safety, would today be part of a bizarre, one chance in a million occurrence.
Morning, Bill.
How you doing?
Good.
Got another delivery for you.
Great.
Here, let me just help you unload it. Just put it down right over here. Thanks a lot. See you in a couple weeks.
Kathy, where is Megan? What room is she in? Megan! Megan!
Unit 4, we have one female victim with like smoke inhalation.
My husband and daughter are inside.
Looks like we got 2 more inside. Move! Nobody else goes back inside.
My daughter's in there.
Okay, let's go back in there.
My little girl is in there.
Mark and Kathy Hodges watched helplessly as the Flat Creek volunteers battled the blaze. Each second that passed seemed to last a lifetime. And yet Mark and Kathy never gave up hope that somehow their daughter would still escape.
Grandpa?
Don't tell me that you're sorry. Don't tell me that you are hurt. Don't tell me your heart is broken too. For every time I hear your voice, makes it worse. Don't give up. I love you.
Are you coming, Grandpa? How did you get out? Grandpa got me out.
Megan, honey, you know that can't be right. Grandpa's been dead for 3 years.
But it was him. He opened the lock and let me outside and gave me these.
Mark, they were on the top shelf. She had no way of reaching them.
See, I told you it was him.
We got it under control.
Oh, thank you.
Is this your little girl?
Sure is.
She is.
You're a very brave little girl. I'm sorry we couldn't say anything.
It's all right. I think we have everything that we need right here.
We were afraid you weren't going to make it out, little one. By the way, how did you get out?
My grandpa let me out.
My father's been dead for about 3 years now. She thinks she saw somebody and let her out the back door.
The back door? Let me show you something. This way, folks, up the step. The fire was so intense, the dead bolt melted. It fused to the door jamb. Right here, see? I mean, we tried to get in this way, but this entrance is already sealed off, long before your daughter got out. Nobody went through this door, folks.
But that's the way I got out.
Somebody was really looking out for your little girl.
Well, looks like I need a new job.
Looks like it.
Any ideas?
Don't tell me that you're sorry. Don't tell me that you are hurt. Don't tell me your heart is broken too. For every time I hear your voice, it makes it worse.
Are you his wife? He's great. I hope they bring him back next week.
Thanks. We also make furniture.
Really? Wow.
Don't say that your loving arms miss mine.
Many people believe that each one of us has the power to make our lives whatever we wish them to be, and all that hinders us is the willingness to take a risk. Some of us, however, in some way we do not fully understand, are favored with the helping hand of an angel, perhaps even an angel disguised as a loving grandparent. Now, here's Darren McGavin once again.
Do you believe, as many do, that there is also some positive unseen force of nature at work around us? Do you ever feel that there's a genuine guiding presence that has unexpectedly brought good things into your life?
It happened late one night when I was cleaning house. I had to go downstairs and do a load of laundry. I saw myself laying on the floor, disfigured, broken, bloody. I just closed my eyes, kept on telling myself it wasn't there, that it didn't happen, and continued on down and did the laundry. I just didn't feel comfortable staying down there. I just felt uneasy. Well, as I was coming up the stairs, I saw a figure. I could see the outline of him, but he wasn't a solid form. Then I closed my eyes, looked back, and he was gone. I thought, this is going to be one weird night. When I saw this vision, I knew it was telling me something or warning me about something. So I just avoided that area completely until my husband got home. I finally talked him into going down and checking the stairs. There was a crack that went all the way up the main brace to the outer edge of the top. So if there had been enough pressure put on it, the stairs would have came away and fell. So who had ever been on it would have fell on the concrete floor. When I realized that there was something wrong with the stairs, that I could have been killed, I just sent up a silent thank you. You're a real friend. I mean, I just felt, it felt good having someone there to protect me, not from outside sources, but from little dangers within the house. It felt good having him there.
Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science." Until next time, I'm Darren McGavin.
And I'm Michael Flynn. We hope you've enjoyed this special presentation of Angels in Disguise.